Hello. So I'm taking a break from school. So I figured, might as well record a video. So The Thief and the Cobbler is what we're going to be talking about today. So the basic plot is like there are these three balls that keep everybody safe. They're like gold balls though. Um and the main character is the cobbler, Tack, and he's like a guy that like repairs shoes, but he could also like make shoes. So it's like both that he could repair them and also make them. And he falls in love with the princess, and the thief gets the cobbler arrested, which is how he meets the princess. And then Zigzag, the main villain, who's trying to set himself up to become the king, um, is trying to do that stuff. And then they go to war with the One-Eyed Army. So, there is a lot of lore as to, like, probably why you haven't heard about this movie, but I couldn't figure out, like, how to talk about it because I had just, like, watched a video on it. So, we're just going to be talking about, like, the actual movie itself, as I regularly do. I don't know why I'm disclaiming this, but anyways. So, the quality of the animation, oh my god, bro, it's so beautiful. Like I don't even like I don't know how to describe it, so I'll probably like have clips of it. But so not like just the way that the characters move, but like the way that every scene is like framed. Like I like to think of it like a camera. So I know it's like, like just like a guy and a pencil, but I kind of like to think of the way that the scenes are framed as like this is the camera. Like when I'm like making animation or like thinking about animation, I kind of think of it as like a camera, like how you do with like live action. So you're trying to figure out like where's like the best spot for like the camera to go based on what we're trying to do type shit. So obviously my favorite was the smoke, like it always is. I'm always like, oh, the special effects. Ah, the smoke. Ah, the air, the water. Those are always like my top things. So the background does swirl like it's in like a dream though. So character wise, we get the princess's grandmother, named like Nanny, but it's pretty nice because it kind of like ties the whole thing together a lot better than if we didn't have her, because now she has someone to interact with, because her dad, King Nod, is mostly like sleeping pretty much the whole time, so it's kind of like he's like not listening very much. Not that like he's not, but like just for like plot wise. Um and then so the thief does manage to steal the gold balls, and since Zigzag has planned to like plan the whole thing to take advantage of the king, obviously, but that was like crazy because he's like just giving this guy like a massage. But so, and then in like animated movies, you got to think like this is like a lot, like I that's kind of like is that like that animators were a lot more dependent on the corporations themselves, which is why this movie was in and out of production for like 3 decades. It's like, ugh, like damn, we really did need you to. um But, anyway, so rolling it back with what happens with the rest of the kingdom, he sends the princess to stop the war from happening, even though he's worried because, like she's his kid. And then she's like, don't worry, I'm going to take this random guy with me, being the cobbler. And then he's like, girl, I know you believe in him, but he ain't no soldier. And then like he's like, pew pew pew. Well, not really. In the theatrical cut, which is this one, he just kind of has attack, and then that's how he defeats them. But anyways, So with the soldiers that are like outside of the kingdom gates, that are waiting for like the One Eyes the whole time, they do like a song and they're like, basically we're here because we can't read. Um, which, you know, because the king sent like a thing to like get them back, but they couldn't read them, which is like, I mean, it makes sense, but it's also like fucking crazy. It's like, god damn, like we, okay, and then so with the princess, she's like, what the fuck? You guys have been waiting here the whole time. Like, that's wild. Anyway, since I'm the princess, y'all better listen the fuck up, because I'm the biggest, the largest, and I'm in charge, and you don't want to piss off the king. Um, and then Zigzag goes to go convince, like, the One Eye that he wants to work for them, even though bro never changed his outfits so that he doesn't look like the king's vizier, so he just has like the royal outfit, which is kind of funny because it's like that he doesn't like try and look like more like the One Eye. So anyways, now we're gonna get into the recobbled one. So the theatrical cut was just the original animation that was finished, which a lot of it was not finished. So in the recobbled 4K version, which is I think like a work in progress, a new animator was working on kind of like putting it, like adding more scenes to it, and then also like edited in like the older like storyboards that didn't make it past. And there was only one scene that was like kind of questionable that like they added back in from the original animation, where it's like princess is like taking a bath and then like her titties are like, that was a little like, okay, like that's like the plague of the horny animators be coming after us once again. I swear to God, like, but you know, I mean, you know, I don't think she was supposed to be a kid, at least, so that's like that was a lot like better, but it did kind of feel a little bit weird to me, but I don't know. Anyways, I will probably keep it in when like I record it to put it onto a DVD, just for like the historical part of it, of like that's like what it was actually supposed to be. And then this is like Gert, and he's like, like he's trying to get like a cupcake or a burrito or a taco or something, but I couldn't decide, so I was thinking maybe like over here I could do like whatever the thing is that he's trying to get, but I have to figure out what it is first. Yeah. So anyways, there isn't any narration in the recobbled one, whereas with like the theatrical cut, we were kind of like very reliant on Tack being the narrator, and that's kind of how like the whole thing was like framed. Um and then so with it being kind of more like character driven is very interesting for like a kids film, and I kind of like that about it, just because it's not like, you know, like I feel like we don't give kids enough credit that like they can't follow along, like they can. um you know, you just have to be like smart about the way that you do it. So anyways, when the thief gets in to steal the 3 big balls, the reason why he got away with it wasn't just because King Nod was sleepy like in the theatrical one, but it's also because he was sleeping with a prostitute, which would make sense. And you know, like it didn't like show what he was doing at all with the theatrical one. Like they didn't like put in a scene of like, oh, he's still sleeping. So that was a little bit like, I was like, wait, so what happened though? I'm like, where's the part where what's he up to, you know? Because I mean, like, when you show somebody breaking into the house, you gotta show, like, you know, like people also being like in the house, or like what they're up to or whatever, you know. So, anyways, need more coffee. Look, you do. Anyways, so it's like they forgot that they were cheating that part, but you know, that's okay. It happens to the best of us. And then there was also like a part that really stood out to me in particular that I didn't understand why it was not like finalized. So the king gets like super fucking pissed when Zigzag asks for his daughter, like way more like expressive. Like instead of being like uh no, he's like, no, what the fuck is wrong with you, you piece of shit? That's my daughter, and you better get the fuck out of here and never come back. Or type shit. You know. And then with the Witch Mountain part, it kind of made more sense. Oh, I forgot to basically the reason why they had to go to the Witch Mountain was because with King Nod, he was like telling them, "Oh, we like wait, give me a second. Reboot. Beep 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 boop beep boop 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 boop." Okay, so the reason why they had to go to the Witch on the Mountain is to get help with the three balls thing, because they couldn't get the other guy's help anymore. So it was kind of like more like an eyeball instead of like a lady. Like it was a lady, but it was like more an eyeball in the theatrical one. So that was kind of cool to see. And then the king also explained the quest a lot better. And asked Young Myeon, which is the princess's name, if she like trusts the cobbler. So that was like kind of nice. And then when the cobbler gets like more throughout the movie, which is kind of like funny because it's like an inverse on like in the Bible there was like the curse of, I forget what it was called exactly, but basically like, oh, the white people fought with God, and then God made some people black because they didn't type shit. So I don't think that it was supposed to be like that. But in the theatrical cut it did say like, oh, I'm so pale because of this curse that's on me. So I don't know if that was canon to the recobbled version or just the theatrical cut. For sure. So I wasn't entirely sure like what's going on with that. And then anyways, my favorite difference was probably the extended action scenes, because I love seeing like the thief drown, because I love the water. What did I say? The animated water is always the best thing. Um, and then like just kind of like the way that everything felt like more like a dream than with the theatrical cut. So yeah. Okay, goodbye.